Hey, are you a business owner, entrepreneur, or professional? If so, we want you to apply to be a featured guest on our show. My name is Adam Torres, and I host the Mission Matters series of podcasts. I've recorded over 3,000 episodes, and we are just getting started. How do you know if you'd be a good guest to be on the show? Well, only one way to find out, and that's to apply, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We want guests that have a story to tell, guests with a brand, a product, or a service that can benefit my audience of listeners. If this sounds like you, go to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. I'd love to talk to you and get to know more about your story. Again, head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, now let's get into the show. Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Business Podcast, your source for all things business. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, today I have Jaden Risner on the line. He's CEO and co-founder over at Family Proud. Jaden, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Adam. Appreciate your time.
So excited to get into what you're doing today. We're going to learn more about Family Proud. We're going to learn more about, how Family Proud is helping organizations and really helping to support families. So this is going to be a great episode. And so maybe just to get kicked off, tell us a little bit more about your background and how you got started on this path up to Family Proud.
Yeah, appreciate it. My background, about 12 years, active duty Navy, living across the U.S., East Coast, West Coast as a helicopter pilot. Moved over to the reserves a couple of years ago, and as part of that transition, did my MBA and founded Family Proud. And really the inspiration for me was one of my deployments. Mother had a heart attack, father went through cancer, actually became a caregiver to my mother a number of years ago. And so for me, certainly amazing things going on in the healthcare space, but at the end of the day, recognize that at the end of the day, the family's the ones that are carrying the burden. And was actually fortunate to meet our co-founder, Clay, who himself was a Marine Corps veteran. While he was in the service, was diagnosed with cancer, beat it. It came back a second time, actually terminal. And thanks to a 10th degree of separation, they were able to identify someone who, Lance Armstrong's doctor at the time, who was able to look at his lab results and identified a clinical trial that ended up saving his life here in San Diego. And so Clay committed himself back to patient care and advocacy. And so Clay and I met, call him my brother and better half. And he certainly understands the patient and advocate side, myself understanding the caregiver side. We decided to, for us, a recommit in service and how can we deliver empathy through technology? And that was the foundation of Family Proud.
Yeah, that's awesome. What a great story. And obviously it's part of the story is born out of, out of some things that can be painful, right? But I love when entrepreneurial ideas come from really solving problems and trying to help people. And from that, just becoming a benefit to others and really creating all these, these win-win scenarios and situations and really changing lives. So big fan of what you're doing. And let's go a little bit further into Family Proud as a business and your services. So tell us a little bit more about your day-to-day.
Yeah, day-to-day, full-time Family Proud, certainly. And for us, the focus is on how many families we can support, what organizations can we partner with to get out the good word, and really addressing the burdens of care for families. And we break that into three pillars: emotional, what do I do, who do I talk to; financial, we know medical expenses are actually the number one reason families go bankrupt; and logistical. And so the navigating this care journey is a huge burden for a family member, loved one, a patient themselves. And so our ability to provide any peace of mind we can is certainly the full day-to-day. And then I am still in the Navy Reserve, so get to go fly around once in a while, and certainly enjoy that as well, and still honored to continue to serve.
So how, Jaden, how can people receive support through Family Proud, or how can they also, give support to families in need?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. So really essentially when it comes down to it, for us providing support or receiving support easy, families can reach out directly to Family Proud. We will then onboard them, individuals, to identify what those needs are and hopefully connect them with the right people. And then those looking to support, they may not have someone that they know personally, but are just looking to support families. They also can reach out. They can then sponsor what we call digital care kits, which we then turn around and provide to families in need, as well as digital experiences, and be able to contribute to identified families in need through Family Proud.
How does Family Proud partner or work with organizations? Let's go a little bit further into that side of things, because I know there's some people listening that you definitely piqued their interest and they want to know, how they can also help and contribute. I mean, how do they support organizations?
Yeah, so Family Proud, the really unique aspect for Family Proud is that at the end of the day, we know there's a ton of amazing resources out there. There's a ton of amazing community out there as well, and we're certainly not looking to replace that. And so what we always say is that our technology is actually designed to empower existing community. And so Family Proud can actually provide to an organization the ability to have a white label or their own technology platform that supports their own families. So now families within an organization can now support one another. It promotes engagement on the platform. You can share education and resources within an organization. And this goes back to the point that, family is not just those that you're related to, but it can be your organization, your community, your church, whatever is important to you. There's amazing community, and we're all human at the end of the day, that we're a part of. And so our ability to provide this private, secure community to really provide tangible support opportunities and help those families, and of course provide value to the organizations as well in terms of those engagement metrics, as well as the ability to really open up the communication is where we can support individual organizations.
What kind of feedback have you gotten, either from the families or the organizations, just on the business and project overall? Because I'd be interested to hear, what kind of things have taken place.
Yeah, end of the day, it's, of course, putting families first and creating value. And the feedback we receive from families has been great. Certainly one of the features we have is peer support. So connecting families to other families. We mentioned those three pillars. How do we actually address those three pillars? Is important to mention the emotional, that peer support aspect. Financially, we have what we call the care registry. So think wedding registry, but for patients and families. So instead of now a blanket fundraiser, they have these specific recommendations saying, here's what's helped other families similar to you that you can now share with your support network. And then logistically, here's the items that have supported other families in terms of how you can best support, what you can do next. And so, really the feedback has been great in terms of the individual families. On the business perspective, it's also, an empowering tool for them. And so, for us at our kind of early growth stage, we're certainly looking for additional partners and families to support.
Wonderful. So, Jaden, if somebody's listening to this and they want to connect and they want to learn more about Family Proud, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, the best way is to go to our website. It's www.familyproud.com, and happy for, welcome people to reach out to me personally as well. Happy to answer questions or have any discussions. And mine's just my first name, Jaden, Jaden, @familyproud.com.
Awesome. Well, Jaden, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background, all the great work that you're doing over at Family Proud. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. Hope you learned a lot. If you did, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, especially if you're a first-time listener. Love to have you come back and be a return listener. Got a lot of other great guests and episodes coming up for you. Don't want you to miss out on those. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Business, definitely hit the subscribe button there. But don't forget, leave us some comments on that video. Love to know what kind of projects and things that you're also working on. And Jaden, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thanks, Adam.